How's it going, everyone? We're back with another weekly watch list. This is going to be my upcoming watch list for everything I'm looking at this week in the stock market, day trading specifically. See if we get some breakout of this range once and for all, right? Oops, I don't know what just happened there, but this daily, if you look at this daily on the NASDAQ, right? I mean, this is just brutal. But however, when this much energy is like coiled up, it usually gets released pretty violently. So we'll see. No predictions. I mean, every time that we have sold off, even aggressively, into these lows, right? 24,000 on NQ specifically, extreme or violent buyback, pretty aggressive buyback. And then obviously these last 4 weeks have just been like major chop. I mean, check that out. Major chop. Now I will say, look at these sweeps up here. Every time we make a high recently, it's been getting high, lower high, right? Lower high. So let's see what happens here. But nonetheless, we'll zoom back in, look at the daily intraday levels. We have our previous day high and our previous day low. Even our previous day high, just above that, we have another daily high here, right? I believe this was Wednesday's high, or Wednesday's low. Let me see. I'm going to double check. I might label it. Thursday. This was Thursday's high. Okay. And then this high here was, I believe, Wednesday's low. And then, of course, we have Friday's high as well. So if we go back to the daily, we can see that even more clearly. Like, you have Friday's high. You have, you can't actually see it on the daily just because the candles start on NQ. They start a little bit earlier. For the daily, it's not actually at open, like at 9:30. But nonetheless, like there's multiple daily highs up here as well. Wednesday's low, Thursday's high, Friday's high. I'm not looking at longs until we break over Friday's high at 24 at 9:30. And then even that, you're longing into this chop, into this 25,000. Really not ideal. As far as downside goes, we're already breaking underneath that previous day low. So as far as support underneath that low, we have this low from 11/24, November 24th, which also happened to be the low on last Monday. Then we have February 6th low as well. Okay, below that is 24,000, which is where we bounced after this sell-off last week. So seems like a pretty good chance that this is going to get tested there. I'll zoom out a little bit here so we can see that on the chart here. This major low, that's that 2.6 low. If we break below that, again, 24,000. And this, sell-off low all the way down to this sell-off low as well for November. That would be my next support. All right. Okay. That's NQ. So I'll briefly pull up QQQ, but it's the same thing. Okay. We have our previous day low. Underneath the previous day low, my next support is down to 591.33 and 590.10. Again, that is just a previous day low from last week. And below that as well, I know I have it labeled as a daily 200. But it's also this was Sunday. Let's see, was it a daily low in here? I believe it was just from the 4 hour, just like we saw on NQ. Yeah, I mean, multiple lows. I mean, it's really a tough place to be, like, for continuation. Like, all these major 4 hour lows, it's just been swept every time. Like, this 590 area down here, it's like, do you really want to be short? Like, even underneath that previous day low, every time we've sold off aggressively into this 580 to 590, bought back up, right? Bought back up, bounce, swept, bought back up, swept, got close, bought back up, swept. Like all the way down to November's low at 580.74. It's just been like bear traps, honestly. So nonetheless, we'll see what happens. As far as intraday levels go, though, again, looking at the 4 hour, underneath the previous day low, I have this 4 hour low marked out here at 587.44. So maybe if we get underneath that daily 200 or 590.10, I'll watch puts down to 587.44. But again, like, do I really want to be short into that August high and that sell off low, which would be 24,000 on NQ? So just something to look out for. I might be looking at more just equities this week. Let's go over to ES and SPY. It's going to be similar. Underneath previous day low, next support 6,600, and then that overnight low at 68.58. And then over to SPY, very similar. Underneath previous day low, next support is going to be that overnight low, 656.83. I'll go over the 4 hours so we can take a look at that. Again, I kind of have this whole rectangle out here just because it's just been bought up over and over and over. Like, there is room underneath this previous day low, don't get me wrong, but it just worries me a little bit. In shorting into this low here, which just got bought up so aggressively, and all these lows here, bought, trapped and bought, swept, like, it's just, I don't know. I mean, the other side of me is like, man, if we do expand though, it looks likely to expand down, but I'll simply just watch and react rather than try to predict. Let's go to Apple. Again, like I said, probably focus a little more on equities this week. Hopefully they'll be moving nice, or at least better. Apple, pretty big range. Previous day high, previous day low, main levels to watch. Underneath the previous day low, my next support is down 245.09, down to 243.4. We do have this daily gap close as well. That it was a daily gap already that we kind of already have filled in now, but maybe we go down and test this daily gap close. This 245 has been really strong, right? It was this high, bounced it again. Maybe price is looking to get back to 245 again before bouncing one more time. So we'll go over to Tesla. Not day trading Tesla, but I'll have the levels up here. Very simple. Previous day high, previous day low. Watch calls over the previous day high and 400 up to 406.51. Watch puts below the previous day low down to 381, which is also that daily 200 that we bounced perfectly last week. Let's go to NVIDIA. Man, NVIDIA got so close Friday to potentially breaking over these EMAs and filling in this entire move up here up to this daily supply at 194. Just couldn't do it. Failed. So, and then sold off the entire day. Like if you look at the 4 hour, right? These lows right here at 186. This is such a key area. Lows, highs, lots of action. Lows, lots of buying and selling in this 186 area up to this, 224 low, which you rejected perfectly, I believe, on Thursday. Just couldn't get over. I was really watching for this move up right here, right? If we get over this 187.62, I'll definitely be watching longs up to 194.29. If we continue to the downside, we have 179 as our 91's our previous day low. I'll be watching puts down to the daily 200 at 175.62 and 174.62. AMD still on watch for potentially filling this gap. We'll see if we get there, but alerts are set. 186.65 main spot to watch. Underneath that, it's just nothing really until that daily gap at 171. But if we zoom in here on the 15-minute, look at the levels underneath the previous day low. I'll watch puts down to 189. Not my favorite though, as you're shorting into the daily 200. Better yet under 186.65. As far as upside goes, watch calls over the previous day high up to 203.63 and then up to 209.210. Let's wrap it up with Google and Amazon. Google underneath this previous day low and 300 looks awesome, right? Look at this move right here. Pretty straight up here. Maybe we give it back right here to 294. All right, so I'll definitely be watching that. Like I said, calls, really not interested until we get over all this major supply. We have a major 4-hour supply zone and multiple daily highs. This 4-hour supply already rejected once. We have multiple daily highs up here as well. Over 314 is much better for longs, in my opinion. Amazon, hopefully for the sake of my leaps, goes up, but we'll see. As far as upside goes, I'd rather see it over this last Wednesday high at 211.74. It's just not a lot of room over the previous day high. Take that back up to possibly 217. And then as downside goes, it would have to be underneath this previous day low at 206.23 and down underneath these pivots, 205.19. Let's see. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can see that. But yeah, this whole zone in here, we've had multiple. I don't want to be short into this low, this low, this low. I'd rather see it get under 205.19, take it down to 202.49. That looks a lot better. So that'll be the game plan on Amazon. All right. So that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're one of the people that watch my video on credit, it means the world. That just hit 100 views. That's crazy to me. Thank you guys so much. If you did enjoy the video, please consider dropping a like, commenting, even sharing the video or subscribing for more. It would mean the absolute world to me. Wishing you all a very blessed week inside and outside the market. And I will see you all in the next watch list. Peace.